2, 3. Please sing with us if you want to, or clap along.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need.
Yeah.
So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need.
Let's tag it.
God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, Jimmy and Julie. Okay, standing in the wrong spot apparently. Hi, everyone. I feel like I've been gone forever. I was gone for 2 weeks. I took a couple of Sundays off. It is so glad to be back. So wonderful to see all your faces. Hello to those online. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Lee Alvarado. I'm the senior minister here. So glad that you have joined us today. We are an inclusive community. We honor all faith traditions, all lifestyles, all paths to the divine. Wherever you are welcome here. And we believe that as you change your thoughts, as you change your beliefs, you change your life. And each week you're going to hear practical spiritual tools that you can take into your life and apply them and experience more joy, more freedom, and more peace. All right, let's recite our vision, our mission first, and then our vision together. Our mission: we are an inclusive community, inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision: to awaken humanity, revealing a world that works for everyone. This next slide I'm going to speed right through because I don't see kiddos in the audience. No kiddos. Okay. There it goes. Okay. I'm going to bring up Marie to share some announcements. Always so exciting when you come on stage.
You just never know what's going to happen, do
Because
you?
we never know. That's why it's exciting. You keep us on our toes, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's so good to see you again.
I know. It feels like it's been
A
months.
very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
You
Nice to be
look
back.
all rested.
Do I?
and-
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Did you go lay in the sun somewhere?
No.
In Minnesota?
No, I didn't actually. No laying
Okay.
of the sun, no being outdoors a whole lot in Minnesota because of the mosquitoes.
Minnesota.
You know.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Welcome back from Minnesota.
Thank you.
Okay, August Outreach. Here we are. This is Alternatives to Violence is our outreach this month. They provide shelter, advocacy, education, and resources for people impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. So they are our outreach project, and a portion of our tithes from the month of August will go to support this organization. Oh, next Sunday.
Oh boy.
Oh, next Sunday. I bet you can't wait. Annual meeting.
So exciting.
Huh?
Are you excited? I'm excited.
Okay. Sunday at 3:30 right here. You can be in person or you can join us on Zoom. We'll be voting on some bylaws changes. We'll be hearing about our accomplishments
Yes.
this past year and our vision for the coming year, 2024. So very exciting. You do need to register for that, so you can register for it online.
In our newsletter?
In the newsletter, just
Or on
click
the
a thing
website.
and it'll be like, hey, come join us.
Yes.
Women's Circle, Friday, August 25th. This is a gathering of like-minded souls focused on storytelling, drumming, chanting, dancing, and meditation. If you are a woman or one who orients as female, we welcome your presence. Please see Gianna, the one who is going, woo, after service if you have questions, because she clearly knows all about it. Woo.
She does.
Karen Drucker is coming here.
This is a big deal, guys.
This is
a big
huge
deal.
Karen,
Yes.
amen.
Thanks
Thank
to
you.
Wanda and Larry, who
Thanks
know her
to Wanda and-
personally. They're the
yes.
ones who bringing her here.
Thank you to Wanda
Yes.
and Larry.
Yes.
Thursday, September 21st, early bird tickets went on sale August 1st. So you can still buy tickets, but you may not get the worm because now August 1st is gone, and you can still buy tickets, but the early
Till
bird,
the end of the month,
the early bird took the worm.
$25.
And yeah, it doesn't say that here, by the way.
Sorry, I left that out.
Who writes these? Do you write these?
I do.
$25 for this concert. It's well worth it. After service, we're having a dinner gathering. We are taking a summer off from Sunday potlucks because it's just too hot to cook, for crying out loud. Although it's a beautiful evening tonight, I'm very glad that it's cool. And after service, we'll be gathering at a restaurant nearby. It's called Los Muertos. You can get details at the welcome table. The
Meet
rest,
us at the welcome table.
the
Join us.
rest is a secret. I would tell you if I could, but I can't because for many reasons, not the least of which is my announcement sheet doesn't tell me where it is. So everything else,
Right there.
right here, cslnoco.org. You can get everything, all the information about everything else that's going on that I didn't tell you.
Is found there.
That's
Thank
it.
you, Marie.
Thank you.
All right, settle back and go within as we begin with an opening prayer, a meditative song, and a chant.
Let's pray together. We take this time to take a nice, easy, and peaceful breath. We allow ourselves to drop into that place within our own being where we feel and know the living presence of the divine. We let go all the busyness of our lives and we simply rest in this knowing that we are one with the infinite. And as we feel the rise and the fall of our own breath, we acknowledge that we are one with all of life. So it is in this knowing, in this truth, that we come together as one community, one mind, one heart. For those of us here in person and for everyone who's online as we live stream and for everyone who tunes into this service throughout the week, we are one spirit, one community, a community of light, a community that transmits the unconditional love of God. And a community that recognizes the healing power of Spirit as it moves through each one of us
healing our lives, reaching out through us to touch all the people in our own circles, and flowing freely as a vibrational presence of peace and harmony to bless all our world. As one spirit, one mind, one heart, one community. We simply know that we are open, receptive, and responsive to the activity of love in this service today. I give thanks for the light and the clarity of divine wisdom, for the peace and the joy that comes of resting in love. And I give thanks that each person who opens their mind and heart to this service is filled with the beauty, the goodness, the strength, the power, the healing of all that God is. And so I release this prayer, knowing that it is already complete. And so it is. Amen.
Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is. There is only love is who I am. Is who I am. Love is who we are. Is who we are. Is all there is. All there is. Only love is who I am. Is who I am. Love is who we are. Is who we are. Love is all there is. All there is. Only love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is. There is only love.
So, Sinead O'Connor has died. Have y'all heard about that? Oh, she was a powerful activist. I'm definitely going to be able to say a couple of words about her without crying. I think even people who are supportive of the action she's famous for on SNL in 1992, even people who are supportive of it, I think don't really understand how dangerous that was for her. How big of a move that was for her. She got death threats and harassment for that for the rest of her life. And she knew she was going to. And she also knew she was right. And she also knew she had to stand up kind of alone. She wasn't the first person to ever talk about it in public. but people started talking about it in public after she took her action. I think an important lesson that we can learn from that is you got to be right, you got to have the facts on your side, of course, but if powerful institutions aren't mad at you for speaking them, what you're doing isn't really much of an activism. So, this is one of her songs. It's called The Healing Room.
I have a universe inside me where I can go when spirit guides me. There I can ask any question. I get the answers if I listen. I have a healing room inside me. The loving healers there, they feed me. They make me happy with their laughter. They kiss and tell me I'm their daughter. I'm their daughter. You have a little voice inside you. It doesn't matter who you think you may be. You're not free if you don't know me. See, I'm not the lie that lives outside you. And it doesn't matter what you think you believe. You're not free if you don't know me. If you don't know me. See, I am the universe inside you. You come to me and I will guide you. And I make you happy with my laughter. I joy in seeing you're my daughter. You're my daughter. So believe you're not free if you don't know me. If you don't know me. If you don't know me. If you don't know me.
Wow. Yeah. beautiful job. Thank you both. Jimmy Eads, Julie Koenig. Oh, right, and beautiful song to kick off the topic of fear. We're talking about fear today, and I want to start by sharing a story. There's an old Toltec story, the story of a shaman, and he called himself the Smoky Mirror. And he called himself that name because he became aware of the smoke and the fog that clouded his vision and controlled his actions, controlled his will. And he noticed that it wasn't just him, but it was actually everyone around him was also controlled by this smoky fog. He discovered that it was in between him and other people. And he learned that the fog was so thick that people, they couldn't even see beyond the tip of their nose. This fog was all around every person. It controlled their every action. It controlled their every belief. And it interacted in such a way that no matter who was standing in front of him, he could feel it coming from them, coming from him. It was everywhere. But as soon as he became aware that that smoky fog was there, as soon as he became aware of it, it dissipated. And so he noticed that the simple act of noticing it, of becoming aware of it, made it go away. And when the fog completely cleared, he saw a mirror in front of him, reflecting himself right back to him. And in that moment, that's when he was able to see the truth of who he was, his authentic self, once the fog was cleared away. Every time the fog came in and it covered the mirror, it kept him from knowing who he really was. It kept him from knowing the truth of who he was. If it was cloudy, if it was covered up, he couldn't identify or connect with his true self. But as soon as he remembered his authentic self, as soon as he recognized his true self, the fog went away. And so to remind him of the truth, the truth of who he was, and to remind him of the power of the fog to obscure his perception, he changed his name to the Smoky Mirror. So the fog in this story represents our limitations. It represents our fear. Just like the shaman, when that fog gets thick around us, it clouds our vision, doesn't it? And it controls our actions, and it controls our beliefs. And this is what fear does. This is what it does. It's like that thick fog, and it's all around us, keeping us from the freedom and the peace and the joy that we desire in our life. You know, the world is full of fear, isn't it? It's everywhere. It's like it's in the very air that we breathe. It's so present. And we've been taught that. We've been taught to fear. We've been taught to be afraid in our society. It's so deeply embedded into the collective consciousness. And sometimes that fear is so loud, it's deafening. Sometimes it's more quiet, just lurking quietly in the background. But it's there for all of us. It's there in the background. We just are so used to the fear that we're not aware that all of us are carrying it around with us. Some feel it more intensely than others, but we all are afraid of something. So we're going to unpack that a little bit today. Teal Swan said this about fear. We do not fear the unknown, we fear what we think we know about the unknown. Right? It's not so much the unknown. We hear that a lot. Oh, I'm afraid of the unknown. No, we're afraid of what we think about the unknown. We're afraid of what exists out there. And really, it only exists as a potential. It may happen, but our fear convinces us that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yes, it's happening. I know it's going to happen. Our fear convinces us of that. And we worry that we can't handle that thing, or we worry that we're going to be all consumed by that thing, whatever it is that we are afraid of, that our life is somehow going to fall apart because of it. And when we focus on it, what do? It grounds it in even more. We affirm it as though it's the truth, as though it's the truth about our life, some future thing. And it gives it more power and more power and more power. And when we are gripped by it, what do as humans? We imagine the worst case scenarios, the absolute worst thing. Our mind starts to create these mind stories, and we can see them play out, every detail of our fear. You all know what I'm talking about? Yes. Yeah. Pema Chodron talks a lot about fear. I love her. And she says that those who are the bravest and the most courageous are those who are intimate with fear, who have an intimate relationship with fear. They recognize that it's there, they see that it's there, they feel that it's there, but they are not consumed by it. Do you know when the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, there were all these demons coming at him, yeah? His fears, his attachments, all of it was coming at him. And he was able to sit there and notice them and yet not be tempted by any of it. He was able to see them one by one and remain grounded and connected. He remained strongly in his center. And that's what led to his enlightenment. Sounds easy. Sounds easy, sure. We can do that. Pema Chodron said, the central question of a warrior's training is not how we avoid uncertainty and fear, but how we relate to discomfort. Fear is deeply uncomfortable. Yeah? So the question is, can we be with it? Can you be with the fear that you're feeling? Can you be with the discomfort? Can we sit with it? As we sit with it, an interesting thing happens. It transforms itself. It shifts. And that's what we are being asked to do, is to welcome it in, to allow it in and to see it there in front of us. When fear arises, for most of us, we get enveloped by it. We get taken down by it. And so the practice is to be with the discomfort, to notice that the fear is there. I see you, fear. I feel you. I see that you're here. But give it full permission to be right there in front of us. All of us have lived with fear so long, we don't even recognize that it's there. We're not even aware that it's in our field. It's all around us. It's in the collective, and therefore it's part of us too. It's like this low, vibrating hum, always there in the background. We have so many fears, and there's common ones that we all share. We're afraid of death. We're afraid of dying. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of losing our loved ones, our dearest loved ones. We're afraid of experiencing debilitating illness or disease, being a burden on someone in our life. We're afraid of failing. We're afraid of not living up to our fullest potential in this life. We're afraid of leaving this plane and not having done enough, not having achieved enough, not having made a big enough difference. So in order to transform our fears, we have to become aware of what they are. Are you ready for that? Some of you are like, no. I thought I was showing up to a different topic today. So we have to be aware of what they are. And so we can ask the question, what am I most afraid of? What is my biggest fear? And you might have more than one, and that's normal. But be thinking about one you want to work with today, because we're actually going to do a little process today, which I like doing. So we have to be honest with ourselves. What am I afraid of? And be willing to feel the discomfort of that. You know, the spiritual journey isn't meant to be comfortable. It's not. Some of you are like, dang it. But it's if there's someone in here who's like, oh, it's amazing, it's wonderful, I'd like to talk to you after service, because once you sign up for that spiritual walk, it's like, oh man, can I undo this? Can I go back to the way I was? Go back to being asleep? No. As I was preparing for my talk, I came across another Pema Chodron quote, and I didn't include it on the slide. I probably should have, but I'll just share it with you. She says this: if you're invested in security and certainty, you are on the wrong planet. So this journey asks us to be brave. It asks us to be courageous. And to feel into those parts of ourselves, the fear within us, so that we can transform it. That's what this journey is about, to transform those parts that are not in alignment with the divine. That's all it is. It's just mean those parts of ourselves where we are feeling such intense fear, it just means we have forgotten the truth of who we are. It's not aligned with spirit, it's not aligned with the divine. And you know, our younger version of ourselves, we all have a little one inside of us. And it's our little one that's responding to these things. It's the little Leah that's feeling the fear. It's not our adult self, it's a little one. And you know, we can work with that little one. We can reassure it, just like we would a child who has seen a monster. And to them, it is real. And then we invite them up on our lap and we hold them and we reassure them and we tell them that they are safe and they are taken care of. And you know, we can do the same with our little one that is terrified of whatever it is that you're terrified of. Our little one needs reassurance. Our human self needs reassurance. But do you know what doesn't need reassurance? Is our spiritual self. Our divine self needs no reassurance whatsoever, because it knows that there's no such thing as fear. Our spiritual self, the spirit within us, the divinity that we are, walks through the world knowing and trusting and allowing. There is no fear in the divine. That place within us where God lives is just pure love. And when we are in fear, we cannot experience love at the exact same time. It is not possible to experience those two things. So whenever you feel fear, know that you have separated yourself from God. You've separated yourself from the divine for that moment. Fear separates us. Yeshua and the Way of Mastery, we're doing a book study on this for 9 months. So some of you know this wonderful teaching. And he says this: fear is always a contraction away from love. It is always a contraction away from love. When we experience fear, our whole body contracts. That's when the fog rolls in and we forget the love that we are. We forget the truth of who we are. We forget the divinity that we are. We forget that we are God in flesh. We are divinity in the flesh. That is who we are. In those moments of fear, we forget that. We forget that when we are connected to spirit, when we are aligned with the divinity that we are, all fear, all of it just dissipates. It just goes away. The mind stories that we've created, my goodness, do we create good mind stories? Holy moly. Yeah, and we hang on to those as though they are the truth about ourselves, about our lives, about other people. We are in fear so often that not only are we unable to see the divinity within ourselves, but we are unable to see the divinity within someone else when we are in fear. And so in those places and spaces, like a doorway, it opens a door for us to be reminded that the fog is thick right now. The fog is thick, and it's blocking the mirror, the reflection of the truth that is right underneath it. Muji said, instead of resisting fear, invite it in, welcome it fully, and watch it dissolve in the light of your awareness. When we become aware of it, that's when it goes away, that's when it dissipates. So the first thing to do is to notice, right now I'm feeling fear. Not to judge it, but just to allow it in, to allow it to be there, to welcome it there. So I invite you now, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes. And with a loving heart, become aware of the fear that you're most present to right now. We choose in this moment to become aware of this fear without judgment, without resisting it. We just simply notice it. We just simply become aware of this fear. We observe it without attaching ourselves to it. Repeat silently after me. I see you, fear. I see that you are here and I welcome you. I give you full permission to be here. Take a deep breath. Keeping your eyes closed, know that the divine is also right there. Feeling the divinity that you are, feeling the presence of spirit that is right there within your being, vibrating through every cell, every fiber of your being, that divinity is expressing itself. Allow yourself to unite with this presence, to feel the power of the divine within you. And as you feel it, notice that the fear can no longer hang on. Feel the fear dissipating. Just feel it dissipating slowly, disappearing from whence it came. So taking another deep breath and gently opening your eyes. So on the spiritual path, we try to transform things. We work really hard to transform things because we want to get to peace, because we want to get to joy, because we want to feel freedom. But sometimes we want so much to feel freedom that we try to get to the sunshine and rainbows way too soon. Sooner than we really should. And sometimes the best thing to do is to just meet it, see it, invite it in. say, I see you, I see you. Even bowing in reference to it. Because it's all a gift. The fear is a gift because the fear is in your life to show you where you need to grow. The fear is saying, hi, I'm right here. This is an area for you to look at. Again, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of growth and expansion. Our fear hangs around because we continue to feed it. It's like a stray cat that shows up at our door and we wonder why it keeps coming back, because we keep dropping little Friskies treats on the doorstep. Right? But the fear is there to remind us that we have allowed it to control our beliefs. We've allowed it to control our lives in so many ways. As we become aware of it, it's the doorway to the divine. It's the doorway to recognizing, I see fear here, I feel fear here, I'm noticing that it's here. Let me take a deep breath. Fear, I see you. I'm going to now choose to connect and unite with the divinity that I am. I'm going to choose right in this moment to connect into that. And when we do that, fear no longer has any power. Some of us have a relationship with the divine and we connect every day, and others need a little more practice, and that's okay. I invite you to spend time connecting with the divine, spending time connecting with the energy of love. And as we do that, when fear arises, it's much easier to switch and shift over to the divine in those moments. And then we're solid. We're like the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree. Paul Selig, in his channeled book, The Kingdom, said, fear is the denial of the divine. It is, isn't it? When we are feeling fear, we have completely denied spirit. We've completely denied the divine. But our spiritual path is always trying to bring us back to the divine, bringing us back to know the truth of who we are, whispering in our ear, remember, you are God in flesh. You are divine. So when we notice fear, we allow it in, we welcome it, and we say, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, fear. Ernest Holmes said, fear is an illusion, and it can be dissolved when we bring our thoughts into alignment with the truth of our inherent power and divinity. Fear can bring us right back to our truth when we ask the following question: who am I beyond this fear? Who am I beyond this fear? So we take a breath and we keep asking that question: who am I beyond this fear? And as you ask that question, you're going to be brought right back to your heart. You're going to be brought right back to the divinity that is within you. And then we are free. All of you today received an affirmation. Is anybody did not receive an affirmation on a yellow piece of paper? Everybody got it? Okay, if you could take that out. So I want us to say this out loud powerfully. Claim it. Okay, we're going to say it together. When I'm experiencing fear, I choose to align with love and remember my inherent power and divinity. Let's say it one more time. When I'm experiencing fear, I choose to align with love and remember my inherent power and divinity. Yes. So this week, let's practice this. This is, again, what the path is all about. We have to practice. You come here, the work begins 6 o'clock when service ends, and it goes through the whole week until you come back again next Sunday. Yes? So we're going to practice this together because we know fear is a normal part of being human. We feel it, we notice it, we welcome it, we say thank you for showing me where I need to grow. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me of the truth of who I am. Let's pray. And so in this moment, in this space, in this time, we are so grateful to be reminded of this truth. The truth of who we are, the essence of life, the essence of God that moves through our being, continually bringing us back home, bringing us back to the divinity that we are, reminding us of the divinity that we are. I'm knowing that as fear arises within us, no matter what it is, I am knowing that we are able to, in that moment, notice when the fog is thick and to be able to see through that reflection. The reflection that is showing us the truth of who we are, our authentic self. I'm knowing that as we go out into our week that we are practicing this in our life. That we are saying, thank you, fear. Thank you for showing up in my life. Thank you for your presence, giving me another opportunity to return to the love that is within me and to make a different choice. And so with great gratitude for all that is unfolding for each one of us individually and collectively, we release this, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, knowing that our lives are blessed, knowing that our spiritual journey is blessed and a blessing for everyone that we come into contact with. For as we do our work, we bless all. And so with that, we let this go, we release it, and together we say, and so it is. Amen.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
We believe that the abundance in our lives is the result of the law of circulation, which says that as we give, we receive. And so I invite you to share your gifts and tithes knowing this truth. There are a number of ways to give, as you can see on the slide there. You can visit our website, you can text, or you can mail your gift. We'll accept that as well. Thank you. Let's take our gift, our tithe, our intention. Let's place our hand over our heart, and let's say our offering affirmation together. This gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
a Tabor Darlin song. One of my faves.
All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light divine. All of me, pure light divine. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All of me, pure light divine. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All of me, pure light divine. All of me, pure light divine. All of me, pure light divine. All of me, pure light divine.
Thank you, Doug. And so I bless all that is circulating through and for our community. We know that it continues to support the growth, the expansion of all that we do here and in the world, and so it is. Thank you. Is there anybody here for the first time? Brave enough to raise your hand. Sorry, I don't want to put you on the spot. I see a hand coming up. I see a couple hands. Welcome. So glad that you're here. Welcome to our beloved community. Welcome to our spiritual family. There's welcome packets in the table back there if you'd like to grab one. And we're here with any questions. If you have any questions, we're here with answers. So glad you're here. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of time now to do a brief ceremony to honor our new members. So I'm going to bring to the stage we have 3 members. I don't see Alex. Where's Alex? Alex disappeared. He's what? He's with Doug. Okay, someone needs to grab him and replace him, please. I'm going to invite up Kent Spies, Tana Myers, and Alex Zarudo to the stage, please. Yep. So these individuals are our newest members. They sat through a little orientation today, and now we get to welcome them officially. So membership, I want to say a little bit about membership. Membership is a covenant between our higher selves and our community of choice. It is an opportunity to deepen our sense of ownership and responsibility for the well-being of the center and the people who are a part of it. It is giving ourselves a gift of having our own spiritual family, our own spiritual community. And by agreeing to be a member here at Center for Spiritual Living Northern Colorado, you are deepening your commitment not just to this center, but to your spiritual path. Mark Nepo said this about community. It's not by chance that the word community contains unity. Our possibility is rooted in the very word, for community is an ever-potent seed waiting for our effort and care to animate what we have in common, so we can share our understanding and experience in our time on earth. And when filled with love, we can work as angels here on earth, using our caring hands as wings. Becoming a member is a choice of the heart. As members of this community, your caring hands and your loving hearts will support many. Through your commitment, you are agreeing to be a healing presence for each other and for the greater community and the world. Parker Palmer said, community means never losing the awareness that we are connected to each other. As members of this community, today I hope that you will take the step as you become members to have this feeling just amplified within you. This is your spiritual home. So I'm going to ask you some questions. My assumption is you're going to say, I do. This is like marriage. You're all witnessing this. Do you commit to the good and the growth of CSL NOCO in your heart and in your prayers? Will you answer the call to serve and support this community in the fulfillment of our vision and our mission? Are you willing to commit to your own spiritual practices in order to support your spiritual growth and the growth of all beings? Community, please stand. Do you, as members of Center for Spiritual Living Northern Colorado, agree to support, honor, and respect our new members on their spiritual journey? Do you agree to receive and welcome them into your spiritual family? Do you agree to reflect back to them a belief in and practice of the principles of science and mind? You may be seated, thank you. So I'm now going to do an anointing ritual. I'm going to ask you three to stand on that opposite of me here so the audience can see what we're doing. So I'm going to start with Kent and move that way. Yep, you're good. As I anoint your forehead, I'm knowing that your mind is filled with the love and the presence of Spirit, always guiding you on your journey. As I anoint your heart, I'm knowing that your heart always guides you, is filled with love and expands with every day and every moment. As I anoint your hands, I know that your hands bless everyone you touch. And as I anoint your feet, I know that your feet give you strength in this life. As I anoint your forehead, may your mind always bring to you thoughts that are aligned with Spirit. As I anoint your heart, may your heart always be a guiding force in your life. As I anoint your hands, I know that these hands bless everyone they touch. And as I anoint your feet, I know that your feet carry you through life with great strength. As I anoint your forehead, I know that your mind is filled with thoughts that serve you. As I anoint your heart, I know that your heart is always a guiding force in your life. As I anoint your hands, I know that your hands bless everyone you touch. And as I anoint your feet, I know that your feet carry you through life with great strength. So I ask our beloved community to bless these beings Now come and stand facing the audience, please. And so we just now send these beloved beings, we flood them with light and with love. We know that their journey is blessed, their spiritual journey is blessed. We know that they are such a blessing to our community as they say yes to membership. And we say thank you for your light, thank you for sharing all that you are with all of us. And so it is. We're now going to Jimmy. I'm turning it over to Jimmy and Julie. We're going to sing You Are the Face of God. Most of you, I think, know this song. So you three up here, you're just going to receive. You're just going to receive from this beloved community.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Just one more time.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Welcome home. You may be seated. Yeah. I love that. All right, so we're going to close now with our benediction and our closing song. So I'm going to ask you to stand again as we say these words together, placing your hands over your heart, and let's close it out here. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed, and may we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, sing with us.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other.